Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, which one do you think we should do? You wanna do slap on the wrist?
Yeah, let's just slap on the wrist.
All right, let's do it. Oh, it's this place again. A clean-cut staff member, dressed in impeccable company uniform, smiles at me as the elevator door opens. Would you like to be the concierge?
Sure. Good evening, madame. Meeting someone?
I dismiss his question with an apathetic shrug. He sizes me up for a brief moment, visibly questioning my fashion sense. However, his professional acumen quickly trumps his discontent.
Very well, this way, please.
NYC's nouveau rich seem awfully starving for a gourmet soup this late at night. The patrician is packed almost to the brim. The concierge points me over to the last vacant table.
3 a.m.
Oh boy, 3 a.m. To the last vacant table, conveniently situated in the far-off corner of the main hall. I nestle in the chair, letting my elbows rest on the ornate tablecloth. Watch out, oblivious white collars, there's a black widow in your midst. Well, I'm here. Might as well just kick back and die of boredom. Yeah. I really, really need something to occupy my mind. Having a smoke sounds like trouble, and that's gonna make me want blood sooner. Figure out why Samira asked you to come. As I'm waiting, I rack my brain for any idea why the Banu Hakim Primogen wanted me here tonight, instead of out there, working my case.
Instead of the burger joint I normally frequent.
The obvious possibility, and the one I'm counting on, is that she has some sort of lead she wasn't comfortable sharing at Elysium. I'm almost certain that's a false hope, though. This whole investigation still feels like a joke being told at my expense. While I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this, somebody finally takes notice of me. The concierge quickly takes notice of me, dancing habitually between the tables, and addresses me before I can even utter a single word.
Excuse me, madame, are you Miss Sawinski by chance?
As soon as I nod, he hands me a carefully folded memo and leaves. The note reads, "The manager of this establishment insulted the Camarille's authority with his negligence. Even though it's minor, his transgression must be penalized. I would like you to assist me in this matter." Such a display of goodwill on your part would surely would surely improve your standing with the higher-ups. Choose an appropriate, non-lethal punishment. S. Well, this is disappointing. It was a high order to expect any help with the investigation. I guess, instead, just another chore. The best I can hope for is that this really is just a friendly request, and not a deliberate attempt to derail my work this early in the game. Damn it. Might as well get it done, since I'm already here, so I can move on with more pressing stuff. I swiftly approach the manager and tap him on the shoulder. He furrows his brow as soon as he notices me. Would you like to be him, or should I?
Sure, I can be him.
Okay.
I'm afraid I'm busy. One of the waiting staff should be able to...
We have something to discuss. The VIP lounge. Now, if you please. His face loses color. Maybe it dawned on him I'm even paler than the other, more blue-blooded guests. He immediately becomes compliant as I escort him through a side door. The room isn't empty, but its guests are just leaving. Nobody pays me any attention. The manager is as polite as he can be as he sees the patrons out, but I can see he's clearly losing his shit. He quietly asks one of the staff to give him 5 minutes in the lounge, and gingerly closes the door behind him. Then, the pleading starts.
Listen, I know I screwed up. I shouldn't have let him in. How could I know he's not one of the proper clients?
I don't give a... Listen, hey!
I would never. I implore you. I have children, for Christ's sake. There must be something, an arrangement, a way to...
He just goes on as if I'm not even there. With each subsequent whimper, he becomes more and more irritating. Just shut up for a goddamn second! My outburst finally makes him hold his tongue. I light up the last cig in my pack. Goddamn, girl! And take a slow puff, trying to compose myself. I have no use for your explanations and justifications. I don't know what sort of transgression you've committed.
Oh, this is the guy we hypnotized in the other game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he walked in on us and the Tremere dude.
Yeah.
I should never have let this Sanskrit guy in.
And truth be told, I don't give a shit.
It'll never happen again. I swear on my mother's grave. Just...
I'm not that good a judge of character, but him pleading with his arms out really makes him look like the biblical wayward son, swearing to change his ways.
I say
Fuck.
Brandon.
Yeah, if we don't, they're gonna know. I grab his hand in a tight grip, palm up, and take a puff to rekindle the burning tip of my cigarette. He doesn't fight back. You and I both know they will want proof that I gave you a lesson you won't forget. So I hope you realize that this is a mercy. I put my smoke out in the palm of his hand next to the accompaniment of his muffled screams. His eyes become watery, but other than that, he takes it like a champ. If I were to have to come back to this shithole, the next one will go right here. I look him in the eye and carelessly flick his eyelid before taking off. I didn't know I was capable of this sort of cruelty, but here we are. Karen warned me that our something in the bloodline finds sniveling weaklings detestable. Was that what triggered me? But that's a conundrum for another occasion. I did what I was asked, and I've sure as hell wasted enough time before here. I should move on. Alright, it's about time I head to see Kadir. Okay, so both of those were fucking useless. I should just got a drink. Unless, if I didn't deal with those, they become bigger problems later on. I don't know how much...
that one dude would have just kept going around and he would have been connected back to you.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how far the connections go in this game. Mighty kind of him to arrange a meeting in a place that's most convenient for me.
What the hell is this? D'Angelo, Hope, Tamika, Agathon. I hope that's better than nothing, but no evidence, really.
Honestly, it felt as if someone had already cleaned up the most egregious stuff before I arrived.
Sounds like the Anox.
I'll definitely try and check that place again, but I feel I'd need some sort of expert to accompany. An advanced investigator who would show me the ropes. Someone tall and handsome, maybe?
Yeah, and if you don't mind a diplomatic incident, I'll go with you.
Let's go get D'Angelo. He's an investigator. Any better ideas?
Actually, this very note gave me one.
Yeah!
But I will need to set it up first. I will get back to you about that.
You know these people?
I've had a passing contact with each of them. Part and parcel of the job, you know.
I suppose. Can you help me out with this?
The way I'd tackle it would be look at one person on the list every night, ask around about them, and see what they know if you do manage to meet them.
If I manage to meet them?
Not particularly easy to get a hold of. Always prefer to be a little off the grid, but nowadays they're all practically in hiding, if not MIA or dead. Also, we could have used that one dude to get to Hope.
Fuck! Funny coincidence?
It's not my job to speculate.
In other words, he knows something, but he's not at liberty to say. Guess I'll find out anyway, if I do meet them. And why one night each? Shouldn't I investigate every loose thread until we're satisfied?
In a perfect world, you would have all the time you needed. But this is not a perfect world. We'll try to brute force a solution to the case as soon as possible. I suspect that 4 nights from now, once celebrations of power are over, we'll ask for your findings, and that will be all.
Fucking hell!
So you have 4 nights.
Fucked up.
To be brutally honest, my focus wouldn't be on solving the murder. Instead, I'd focus on not embarrassing yourself.
Fucked up.
This is part of why I didn't want you to get involved. You couldn't possibly think Arturo had you involved out of the goodness of his heart.
Oh no, that guy sucks.
The entirety of your investigation is just for show. You were meant to be an unwitting actor.
If it wasn't for the loyalty I feel towards Kadir, Samira, and my sire, God knows the memory of my embrace still holds too much sway on me. I'd have plotted a vendetta against these assholes long ago. But let's be frank, even if I thought of that lying to Mia about being sympathetic to New York City anarchists yesterday could benefit me, I still probably wouldn't do it. It would feel like betrayal. Except if I had done it, then she'd be saying something different. Okay. There's something about the Camarilla's ideas that still ring true to me. A belief in individual excellence and nobility, or the way time-tested traditions can ground us in this terrifying new existence. But being on the receiving end of the shitty neo-feudal structure, and seeing firsthand how the elites always play by their own rules regardless, I can't help but think there must be something better out there. The kind of Camarilla that would actually deserve slavish loyalty from kindred like Kadir.
A penny for your thoughts.
I take a drag from my cigarette. Stop smoking! After the last few months of hazing, I didn't expect a random act of kindness. This kind of bullshit is, well, just how the Camarilla works, isn't it?
More often than necessary, I'd say. But this time it's a risky plan. In my experience, if one simply displayed some cunning, they can unexpectedly turn a situation like this to their advantage. In the court, part of the court assumes that you're unable to surprise them in this regard. But if you do, by the end of this investigation, you might as well pull yourself out of the ditch you're in.
That would be a night to remember. So, where should I go first?
You should go with me. As it happens, I'm only out here because I was ordered to drive Aisling to the art hole. Or Aisling. Now I guess the name. And guess the name of her protege.
Oh, so that's who Agathon is.
Or was. Nobody knows. It's a complicated thing. You'll see. I'm on the clock, so let's get a move on.
Lead the way, big bad wolf.
Still not done with this bit.
Not while it's still bothering you.
I'm leaving you behind if you don't keep up.
Harsh but fair.
Like, he just sprints out the door.
As I already told Kadir, and numerous times at that, I have no idea what happened with Agathon. The Broadway Chantry, part of the Chantry of the Five Boroughs, is Aisling's usual hangout place these past few nights. She's in a hurry and not willing to talk. Do you have any idea about his connection to kindred going by the names of Tamika, D'Angelo, and Hope? I don't. I made it a point to keep our relationship strictly professional on that one, and never meddled in his personal affairs. Unless they're influenced by our work, that is. But it only happened one time.
Ah, yes, the infamous Juno case.
About that. I feel like she wouldn't want to talk about this.
Probably not.
Were there any signs he's leaving?
Was there any conflict between you two?
Alright. Were you two in conflict about anything? Something that might have driven a wedge between you? A pause, which is slightly too long for me to not get suspicious. Nothing I can think of, but I did take offense to one thing. It was quite rude of him to not give me a proper warning before he departed. So he didn't have any... Okay, so that answers question 2. Still, this line of work is not particularly favored by folks with a perfect grasp of savoir-vivre. I do hope his search will bring him right back where he started, begging me to take him back in. The boy is talented, and I did put a lot of time into mentoring him. If he doesn't, well, que sera, sera. No skin off my back. So you won't even entertain a possibility that he's found himself in harm's way?
I don't answer to that one. A researcher's mindset. She doesn't think it's worth considering the worst-case scenario seriously, and just takes things as they come.
Precisely. If, for example, climate change scientists didn't operate this way, most would have put a bullet in their own head long ago. That's a cheery thought. Fuck. I'd like to search the Chantry for Agathon's whereabouts. Our good sheriff already did that long ago. You'd just be wasting your time, and ours for that matter. Didn't you say Helen was waiting for us, Kadir?
Give the girl 15 minutes, Aisling. Minimal support for ongoing investigation, and besides, she has a proclivity for finding things everyone else has overlooked.
10 minutes, and if you attempt to pass this door, or that one up there, I can't guarantee you'll walk out alive. Thank you very much, High Regent. Just get on with it. Moon! My time here is practically up.
Science guy.
And I found nothing of use. It seems Agathon was completely dedicated to his work. Even his personal quarters are as barren as it gets. No personal touch whatsoever. Nothing I could go by. It's all research, research, research. He seems like such a bore. Focus, Julia. What would you do if you were a warlock workaholic? Where would you leave clues to your whereabouts? In your research.
In your notes.
What would you do if you found yourself in mortal danger and wanted Dakota to know? It's loose. Was that? Yeah. Oh my god, it's a fucking ghost! Oh, it's gone. It was facing this way, huh? I approached the place where I saw the shadowy silhouette appear. It's a brick wall, and one of the bricks is loose. So we can talk to fucking ghosts. Wow, that's cool.
You can talk to the shadows.
Kadir and Aisling are
Go
in another
back
room.
to the shadows.
Still discussing the party.
It's not that bad. You ought to learn how to find humor in the little things.
It's demeaning, Sheriff. That's all there is to it. It's time. I work the brick loose until I can grip it, and I tug it as silently as possible, revealing a hole in the wall.
Oh my god, a ghost! You're right.
Inside, there's a book. I browse through it quickly. Agathon's diary. That's a bingo. Your 10 minutes are up. So are your 15 minutes, in fact. Are you done here? If I could just get 5 more minutes, I feel like I could still stumble upon something if I just look here a little bit more.
No way, Julia. Time to go.
Fine. I put the brick back and take the diary with me. It did look like Agathon left it so that someone in the Chantry could find it. Presumably the High Regent. But my investigation takes priority for now. I bid Kadir and Aisling adieu and start looking for a secluded place to read the diary. This place right here should be secluded enough for me to browse. I would be very interested to find a hotel place that looks like this. And yeah, this is the hotel that we met in our first playthrough as the Bruja. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I start quickly skimming through the book, singling out sentences and paragraphs that look interesting, trying to get a general idea of what this person Agathon was. Or is, I hope. The more I read... Oh, shit, that's cool. The more clearer the image of the person becomes. He's been working under the High Regent for 15 years. There's an underlying shame in the way he talks about Tremere magic. He always describes himself as too slow on the uptake, too late to learn something, too much of an amateur. He was really into tying his self-worth to his wisdom. Ah, a wizard. The entries beginning in 2012 are terrifyingly regular. The handwriting is extraordinarily neat. The author's absolute dedication to his studies is palpable. If there's anything to his unlife besides work, it's his relationship with the 3 important women he holds dear. The first is his master, Aisling Sturbridge, whom he reveres for her knowledge, stoicism, and willingness to experiment. There's a joke there. I was hoping to find some details about her secretive work there, but no dice. Looks like he was willing to risk someone finding out about his inner life, but not to anything that could harm her studies. A good pupil, serving a good mentor. I'm jealous. The second is another warlock, his ex-lover, Juno, whom he feels guilty about. They had a conflict in which Aisling was involved. Having to choose between the two, he chose Aisling. According to Agathon, there was never real love between him and Juno. First it was shared interests, then a growing disconnect, and ultimately guilt, which made him feel responsible for her. But maybe it's just excuses? He strikes me as the kind of person who spends most of his time inside his head. Doesn't sound like someone you could have a fulfilling romance with. That one. I feel like Dakota and you are having a good a good thing going, yeah?
Yeah. One time in high school.
Oh god, Julie, this is not the time to revisit
one time at the academy.
Oh god, Julie, this is not the time to revisit the time you pettily perceive as ground zero for your fucked up mental state. Get on with it. Anyway, last but not least, Agathon's mortal grandmother, Sylvia. She is the light of his life and the person who took care of him after his parents died.
No.
Yeah, his abuela.
Stop. No.
After his parents died in ritual murder. Not quite what I expected.
That's biting my cable.
Oh, bad kitty. Her family used to serve a cruel vampire in Mexico City, and it was retribution for their escape. She was the lead Tremere. Oh, she was the lead Tremere used to track him down, actually. Wait, how do I read this? She was the lead Tremere used to track him. Oh, okay. I see now. He was keeping her alive for a long time, but a few months ago, her heart gave up. Agathon blamed his insufficient skills. The kind of man who carries an entire world on his shoulders. Left alone with Aisling, he drowned himself in work and eventually burned out. But it doesn't sound like Sylvia's death was the only event that triggered his depression spiral. There's some kind of incident back in 2019. He doesn't cite specifics, but another thing he was worried about writing down? It's all too vague. Ah, shush! It's all vague mentions of a person who made him fly too close to the sun. Anyway, that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.
Adios.